This short video will show you how children can be involved in mediation so that their views can be taken into account when making important decisions about their future. The family members are played by actors, and for camera purposes we have the parents sitting opposite each other, which is not the norm. Caroline Friend is one of our mediators at Focus Mediation who is specially trained to consult with children.
Let's just have a look at this. You set up a meeting between Sally and the girls for a...
Well, it was meant to be more casual than that.
On one of the days when you had the girls.
Yes, she sort of happened to be in the park with her son, and we did sort of see. Yes.
And when the girls got back at the end of that day,
they were devastated, absolutely devastated. I mean, Jane was so upset. She just cried. She was angry first of all, and then cried. And Lizzie, well, you know what she's like. She's just like you. She just withdrew and just didn't say anything and clammed up and just said it had been okay, but she was really upset the way that you'd handled it.
Jack and Louise have been married for 28 years. They have two daughters, Jane, 15, and Lizzie, 13. 6 months ago, Jack started a new relationship with a younger woman at work. After a while, Louise challenged him. He admitted it, packed a suitcase and left. He now lives with Sally and her 13-year-old son, Robert. The family is struggling because Jack thinks everyone should now accept that he lives with Sally and that the girls should be coming to stay with him at Sally's house. Louise is against this, and the girls are having real problems with it too. So for a month now, Jack hasn't seen his daughters. Jack and Louise are wondering whether the mediator could talk to the girls, who are very upset.
Why does this woman want to take my children as well as my husband? Yeah.
She's not trying.
So that's more about you than about the children. I'm wondering what the children actually feel about this. Do you know?
She's not trying to take your children. She's not trying to take your children. She's part of my life, and she'll be very nice to them. She's not trying to take them from you. It's
too early. It's only a few months since you left our home when you were with us, and the children saw you as Dad at home every day.
And so, what effect on the children has Sally had, so far as you can gather from that day when they met her?
Well, Sally, they met her, they were angry because Dad had done it in that way, but they just don't want to have anything to do with her. She's a nothing to them.
Do you think it would help to know exactly what your children do think about this situation?
I know what they feel.
You've said that they feel angry and they don't want to have anything to do with Sally.
But with all respect, is the reason they're angry because you're telling them to be angry, because they have to support you at home. If they just see you being absolutely incandescent the whole time about Sally, they obviously are going to get a sense they need to support you, and you're actually contaminating them against the whole situation.
That's
and if we're actually grown up and you actually sort of didn't say bad things about me and Sally, maybe they could move forward.
So Jack, do you think it would be an idea for me to talk to the girls and ask them what they really think about this situation?
Absolutely. I'm very happy that you talk to them.
Yeah?
Like, it's them who we should be considering.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They're the most important thing. But, yeah, I know what they'll say. I'm the mother, I speak to them all the time. I'm the one there dealing with the tears at night, and when they miss you.
The value of asking the children to come and talk to me would be that they could speak to somebody who wasn't either mum or dad, so they wouldn't be feeling afraid of perhaps upsetting either of you or being disloyal to one of you or expressing some kind of view that perhaps you might not approve of. They'd be talking to me in private. You wouldn't be in the room. I would be talking to them on their own, probably together at first and then individually. And really it's just an opportunity for their feelings about this situation, which is a very difficult one for them, to come out and for their wishes to be expressed in a safe, neutral environment. And then for those wishes and feelings to be fed back to you by me, either with or without the children. They've got a choice whether they're going to feed their views back to you or whether they don't like me to do that for them.
Yeah.
And it's something that we can offer because research shows that where a mediation process that parents are going through, like yourselves, involves the children, there's a much greater chance of the proposals that the parents come up with succeeding because the children have been given a voice. You know, the children get included in the decisions that are made.
The mediator checks with the parents which topics they want raised with the children. She explains that the children will be offered complete confidentiality on anything they don't want fed back to their parents. And they will be reassured that they are not being asked to make any decisions. They are simply being consulted so that they can feel they have a part to play going forward and a voice in the decisions that are made about how they share their time with their parents. A date is set for the parents to bring the children in. They will have been invited to meet the mediator by personal letter or email to each of them. It is their choice if they want to take that up. Here we see the children, first together, then separately.
What I want to stress really for both of you is that this conversation is entirely private, okay? I'm not going to repeat what you say to me unless you want me to. So you can talk completely freely. You can get really worked up if you want to, because I know that you've got a lot on your minds. And I won't pass any of that back on to your mum and dad. But if there are things that you want them to know, things that you want me to tell them, then I will write them down and make sure that that's what I tell them. I think probably what I'd like to do now is spend some time with each of you on your own. So it's a question of choosing which one wants to stay and which one wants to go next door for a few minutes. So have you any ideas on that?
Do you want to go? Yeah, I'll go first.
You'll talk to me first or you'll
I'll
go
go
out first? All right. So Jane, when did you last see your dad?
About a month ago.
And was that with Sally?
Yes.
Yeah, how was that?
Unplanned.
Oh.
Me and Lizzie didn't really know anything about it, and then suddenly we just saw her there in the picnic, and we had to spend time with them and her son.
You look as though you didn't enjoy that very much.
Well, no, because I wasn't expecting it. I didn't want to meet her, and I made that clear.
Right. Your dad knew that you didn't want to see her.
Yeah, I'd said several times I didn't want anything to do with her. But then he was just did that without asking us or telling us.
That must have felt very hurtful.
Well, yeah, because I told him and I had said a lot that I didn't want to see her because I don't want to know her. But that didn't fit in with him. So he decided he was going to do his own thing.
Right. You're pretty angry, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And do you want your dad to know that you're angry?
Yeah, because I think he doesn't realise what he does affect us the way it does.
I mean, can you imagine that perhaps after some time has gone by, you might be able to accept Sally as...
No. I don't want her in my life. She can't replace my mum, and he just ran off with her.
Yeah.
And now he has a new family, and I don't want to be a part of that.
Right. Yeah. You're really clear about that, aren't you? And you want your dad to know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Your mum already, I think, you're close to your mum, aren't you? And she probably knows how you're feeling.
Well, she listens more.
Right.
She takes it into account.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how your parents are going to arrange things over the coming months, Jane. I have no idea. But, you know, I think everybody hopes that as time goes by, things will naturally evolve and people will get used to the new situation. So I've been talking to Jane about how things are at home, and really I just wanted to know how you're finding things. How is it at home at the moment?
I just really, really miss my dad, and I want to be back with him. We used to spend so much time together, and now I don't have that.
Yeah, yeah. You're feeling very sad about that?
Yeah.
Mm.
I I cry a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
That is bad. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You were seeing your dad, weren't you?
Yeah.
And then that stopped?
Yeah, because my mum didn't want it. She's so angry.
Right.
At all.
Right. Okay. So when was the last time you saw your dad?
On a picnic where he sort of sprung Sally upon us. We weren't meant to meet her, but he arranged a picnic and I suddenly met her.
How was that?
Well, I didn't really like it. I was so shocked, but I was really glad because I was seeing my dad, I guess, so I was on two emotions.
Yeah, that's well put. You miss your dad, but you were a bit shocked about meeting him with Sally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girls have been asked if they would like to take part in feeding back to their parents what they've said to the mediator. Jane has said yes, she definitely would. Lizzie has asked that the mediator do this for her.
Well, I'd just like to start by saying to Jack and Louise that you have two really lovely daughters. It was such a pleasure talking to them, really. They were so clear in what they had to say and so polite, and it was a joy, really. So I know that you've had difficulties in your family recently, but you have done something right. Really, you should be proud of your girls. And thank you, Jane and Lizzie, for coming to talk to me. I think it's going to help your parents a lot. So it's now time for me to tell you two what your girls think. And Lizzie has asked me to speak for her, but Jane wants to do her own talking. So, Jane, do you have any preference as to whether...
No. Whatever.
Okay. Perhaps I'll start with Lizzie then, if that's okay, Lizzie. I'm going to tell your mum and dad what you've told me. And basically, the message that Lizzie wants to give to both of you is that she really misses her dad. She really, really wants to spend time with you. Okay? And she says that knowing that it might upset you and Jane, but she wants to make it quite clear that she absolutely loves you and Jane. There's no question of that. Jane?
Yeah. My thing was I do miss you. I do want to spend time with you, but I don't want to spend time with Sally. Mainly because I don't want to be part of the new family that you've made for yourself. And I understand that might upset Lizzie and you, but I'd rather have time with you alone than be part of that family. And if that means that I have to go separately from Lizzie, that's fine, as long as she's okay with that. But at this point in time, I have to put myself and my exams first, and I would rather do my exams and feel comfortable rather than go and see Sally and feel stressed and upset. And I want you to listen to me.
Direct consultation with children is far less intrusive than court proceedings and interviews with a court welfare officer. It's fast, affordable, informal, and really gives children a voice in shaping their future relationships with their parents, which helps support those relationships. Children are not a single unit. Their individuality is to be respected. They are not parcels to do as instructed, and force can be counterproductive. Parents should listen to their children and respect their wishes and feelings where possible. Direct consultation with children can be a very positive experience for everyone, if rather emotional. It should ideally be a first step in a healing process that gets relationships back on track.